Hey guys, it's Lexi and welcome to Second Banana Society. So normally our themes are kind of carefree and just like random words like spontaneous and books and olives, but this week it's a little bit more serious because we're talking about feminism. So feminism has turned to be a pretty controversial topic. I mean, it's been pretty controversial since it started. I mean, if you look back in like the 1920s at all like the things that people were saying about feminism and how bad it was, that's still kind of a reality. I mean, there is a lot of negativity directed towards the word feminism. I mean, yeah, there is. there's no doubt about that. A lot of people really don't like feminism, and I think a lot of that's just because of radical feminism. I think radical anything is pretty bad. Radical feminism, people are being like, oh, we hate all men, and that's so dumb. Like, I don't get it. I hate anything that like revolves around like pushing other people down for your own like advantage or whatever, because I think that personally I think I'm a feminist, and I think that feminism is trying to find equality between both genders, not just shoving one gender down to get the other one up, because that's just dumb. I think there's no point in that. I really just want equality, and I want people to have similar advantages, and racism, you know, like just all that stuff. Like, it just needs to stop. And there's also like the whole like white feminism, and I think that that's pretty problematic too. I was going to talk about all that stuff, but I thought about it for a bit, and a lot of the times people come to videos about feminism with just kind of not really so much of an open, like, I'm curious about your opinion kind of approach, but more of a like, I really disagree with you and I'm going to continue to disagree with you and not even really completely listen to what you're saying, but just kind of attack what your words are because I don't completely agree with them. And don't get me wrong, I think that conversation is a very important thing that needs to happen. I think it's really great that YouTube opens up this ability for you to be able to talk to people who have different opinions than you. And I think it's amazing because it helps people learn a little bit more about like the other side. I mean, I can see some of the places where anti-feminists are coming from. I mean, like, I've read their comments. Some of them aren't very articulate, but some anti-feminists really do have good points, and I completely see where they're coming from in those points. It's just I may not directly agree with them, but I think that it's really important, like, when you're watching videos like this and when you're talking to people who are on the opposite side of views of you, I think it's important to actually look at what they're saying and try and not necessarily like destroy that in an argument, but have a conversation with them like, hey, well, I don't really feel this way because that doesn't make sense to me, or, you know, like stuff like that. I'm gonna apologize now, this isn't coming out very articulately because I'm just kind of bad with my words and I'm a pretty awkward person. But I think that it's really important to open up conversations and stuff. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of friends who have made videos about feminism, and their videos have just gotten completely attacked. I think it's okay to go and watch videos on someone who has a total different view than you and argue against them about like, hey, well, I don't agree with you on this and I don't agree with you on this. But I don't think it's okay to attack them just because they have a view. I see a lot of the comments in videos like this just being like, oh, go kill yourself, and just like dumb stuff like that, and I don't think you should be saying that. I mean, I'm not your parent, I'm not like your principal, I'm not really anything. I don't have the authority to tell you, hey, don't go do that. But I mean, just as a person, I try not to make anybody else's life worse off than it is. I try only to like give people positive stuff. And so, I mean, I may not agree with somebody, and if I don't agree with somebody, I might tell them and be like, hey, I don't agree with you, but this is why. And I think that it's completely childish to just go and be like, oh, go kill yourself, or to attack somebody based on their looks. Because that happens a lot too, and it's kind of dumb. I mean, like, Kaho made a video talking about feminism and like male feminism and stuff, and about how like male feminists don't need to exist and stuff. Like, it's just, everybody's a feminist. It doesn't matter what your gender is, and it's helping all the genders. And a lot of people were just attacking him, being like, oh, well, what is this? This isn't a guy. I can already see she's on her period and stuff like that. And it was so dumb, and it's just like, this is exactly what he's talking about in his video. He's talking about hypermasculinity and all this stuff, and here you are basically proving his point. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. I just think it's important to be open to conversation, and it's okay to like comment stuff saying that you disagree with someone's opinion. If you disagree with feminism, I think that you have a right to say, hey, I disagree with what you're saying, but I think you should at least try and have reasons versus just going straight out and attacking someone. And I am 0% trying to like start a fight with this video. That's the last thing I want. I just want to say, like, if you disagree with anything that I said, that's okay. People disagree all the time. I mean, everybody has different circumstances in their lives, and everybody has different opinions about stuff. I have different opinions than certain people on stuff. I know that for a fact, because there's, what, like 7 billion people out there, and everybody probably has a different opinion on at least one thing. I highly doubt everybody has the exact same opinions about me on everything. So I think it's perfectly fine and normal to have differing opinions on stuff. I just think that, like, when that happens and you do have a different opinion than someone, it's just important to be mature in the conversation that you have with each other. Because I think that you can learn a lot from people who have different opinions. I mean, honestly, I don't mind reading comments from anti-feminists and stuff about like why they don't like feminism, because sometimes I can agree with it, and a lot of the time, unfortunately, it does happen to be because of radical feminists. I think that anti-feminists will probably agree with some points that feminists have. It's just, a lot of the time, there's like, I'm an anti-feminist, and I'm a feminist, and it's like, let's fight, and it's dumb. I think conversation is important. That might just be because I'm a major pacifist and hate the idea of any fights and stop the wars and all that stuff, but I think that there's a better way to approach situations like that. So if you happen to be anti-feminist watching this video and you disagree with stuff that I'm saying, or if you're a feminist and you disagree with anything that I'm saying, if you're anybody and you disagree with what I'm saying, that's okay, because people have differing opinions. And feel free to comment them below. Feel free to say, hey, I don't agree with you because of this, or because of this, or because of that. And I will look at your comment, and I will think about it and try to see it from your eyes, because that's my general approach. And I just hope that you can do the same for me and for everybody else. That's really all that I want, is for people to be polite to each other on issues like this. I think that there are a lot of issues in the world, and I think that in order for them to start to get to be solved, we do need to open up our conversations and actually be willing to hear what the other side wants to hear. And I think that is a very important thing. Same with like politics. Like, I think it's so dumb when like Republicans just like won't listen to what Democrats have to say, and vice versa. Like, Democrats a lot of the times don't want to hear anything about what Republicans have to say, and I hate that people aren't willing to open up discussions about like what they believe, because a lot of things, there are a lot of similarities between most people, you know? And like a lot of the times people are something for the same reason. Like, there's a lot of people that are Democrats for the same reason that people are Republicans, and it's crazy. I think I hate deciding with one thing. I think it's really important to just like see both sides. I just want there to be peace on earth and people to get along all the time, and I want a lot of unrealistic things, but at least we can all try to be civil to each other. I think that's hopefully not too much to ask for. Anyways, I hope you guys all have an amazing week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!